flavours. So come on down, Anton Leyland from Kermadec.
And I'm not here by myself today. I've actually got my partner in crime, Mr. Juanito from Argentina, and he's an amazing pastry chef. We can just introduce him. He's worked in Argentina, some of the best hotels in the world. Put your hands together for Juanito. So thanks for coming along today. Me and Juan have been working together for about 7 months now, and got a pretty good rapport. We sort of understand our techniques and our flavour combinations. We work quite well together. So we're going to do a demonstration today. I'm going to start off with a tuna tartare dish that we're currently showing over at the Kermadec Fine Pavilion, and just going to demonstrate a few of the Asian pairings, flavour pairings with those. And then I'll hand you over to Mr. Willy Wonka over here, genius in the pastry kitchen, Mr. Juan. So yeah.
Are we going to see the famous chocolate balloon dish? That's like New Zealand famous at Kermadec.
We've been working a little around the idea, so we're going to work with nitrogen, and we're going to make some sort of ice cream degustation. So it's a concept that we work at the restaurant as well, so I hope we enjoy it.
Very exciting. I've always wondered how that dish was done, so looking forward to seeing it.
The magic is going to happen to the process here.
Get ready for the magic, people. So, yeah, just take it away, Nadia, yeah? Just run the show. So I'm going to do the tuna tartare dish, guys.
You're not nervous, are you?
No, I'm not nervous at all.
Good. Come on, not. We did that before, eh?
I've done it many times. So, this particular dish is a bit of a signature dish at Kermadec. And I guess, like Nadia was saying, I take inspiration from some of the places that I worked at, one being Tetsuya's in Sydney, and had a lot of amazing stuff went down there. That was in 2001, it was quite groundbreaking back then, but a lot of restaurants over the last sort of 10, 11 years have sort of taken on board that Japanese fusion with French cuisine, and it's always been a bit of a passion for me since working there. So we're using some yellowfin tuna here. We're going to be doing the degustation size, so it's only about sort of a 50-gram portion size of tuna, and it's something that we serve at Kermadec Fine, part of our 6-course degustation menu. So it basically encompasses the fresh yellowfin tuna. Here we have, I don't know if you can see this, we don't have cameras or anything. Do? Technology.
Hello.
Awesome. There you go. Technology, eh? Look at that. So, along with the tuna, we're going to be adding some karingo, which is New Zealand's answer to wakame. So, in don't show it yet. Oh, okay, hide it. Spoiling all the secrets. So, karingo is quite a dark purple colour, and that's because of the particular mineral content in the oceans down in the South Pacific. It's similar in flavour to wakame. But more of a vibrant colour going on there. We're also going to be adding some pico, which is New Zealand native fern frond. We'll get that out of Rotorua. Got some boys in the bush that go and forage that for us. Also have some compressed cucumber, some pickled nashis, which we turn it to sort of use a melon ball and turn it into like a round shape. A little bit of karingo dust, and just finishing off with some nice onion and the magic ingredients, which I'll come to soon.
So we got the secret ingredient.
Soon. Good. Take it easy, big fella. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the dressing. Now there's a variation of the dressing that was made at Tetsuya's when I was there in 2001. And the chef at the time, Martin Ben, he was the guy that was running the kitchen for Tets, we just call him Tets. And he always made it just before service time. And no one was allowed to actually make it, but I was sort of always looking over his shoulder and watching exactly what he was doing. And so over time I could see exactly what ingredients he was using. And when I eventually got myself a head chef role, I put it together and I pretty much nailed it. But don't tell Martin Ben because he'd probably be a bit pissed off.
So you were one of the guys that writing, he put two, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, so I'm going to show that to you today. I'm not going to show exactly the grammage or the millage of the particular ingredient. So it's a Japanese sort of dressing for the tuna. So what we start off with, we have started off with the vinegars. So here we have some rice wine vinegar, and we've got kombu soaking in that, just to infuse that seaweed flavour into the vinegar. We also have some, what's it called? The lemon citrus Japanese thing of
Yuzu.
Thank you very much, Nadia. Thank you. Awesome. Save the day. Save the day. So yuzu. Also got some mirin, some white soy sauce. So it's a light flavoured soy sauce. A little bit of balsamic. Sorry, chef. Some sesame oil and some grapeseed oil. So I'm using grapeseed oil because the flavour is quite neutral, and a lot of these flavours are fairly strong. So I want the predominant flavours to sort of show through in the actual dressing. So anyway, let's get this rolling. Get the vinegars in first. So I'm going to put the kombu infused rice vinegar in there. Just going to make enough for this particular dish. A bit of the fresh yuzu juice, which is a small Japanese citrus lemon from Japan, of course, in Japanese. Some of the mirin.
Was Tetsuya a nice boss? What was he like to
He
work
was
for?
lovely man. Actually, to be honest, I don't really see him all that often. He was one of those celebrity chefs that would sort of turn up every now and then. And I think I hadn't seen him for about 3 weeks when I first started, and we were like 17 chefs or 10 chefs on this particular bench chopping away. And I cracked a joke. Hadn't seen him for about 3 weeks. The guy next to me started laughing. I looked over to my right, and there was Tets standing by the coffee machine, looking straight at me. Very samurai-like, and I was like, holy smoke. Get back to work, chef. I didn't say it, mate, I didn't say it. Anyway, so we've got our vinegars in there, we've got our mirin, we've got our kombu infused rice wine vinegar, got the yuzu juice. I'm just going to add a touch of balsamic vinegar. Just a touch, chef. Going to add the... amazing. So I'm going to add a little bit of the white soy sauce. So I getting all those sort of acidic flavours coming together, and now I'll add my sesame oil.
Could you use just normal seaweed that you pick up from the beach, or do you have to from the beach?
Oh, from the beach.
Sorry,
ideally, it's not the most hygienic. Probably not the way to go.
No, probably not.
No, but if you want to get really rustic, yeah, why not? And now I'm just going to finish it off with my grapeseed oil.
So is there like a key with balancing these flavours out? Because you've got, sweet and salty and sour in there. Is there any key to making a good Asian sauce or dressing?
Beautiful. It's a matter of just tasting. When Martin Ben made this particular dressing, he'd tasted it probably 12 to 13 times before he got it right. Yeah, sure. I'm not quite there. It's a little bit too sharp at the moment, so I need to rush it. Get me there. Yeah. A little bit more grapeseed oil.
So this dish is being sold at Taste today?
Yep. Currently it's...
but everyone here, because you're all here, you'll get to try it for free.
How's that, eh? What a deal.
What a deal. Bravo, Tony. Let's put the hands together for Tony. Come on.
Okay, so... thank you, Juan. That was amazing.
Yeah, welcome, Tony.
So basically what I'm going to do now is going to add the remaining ingredients to the tuna, and then I'm just going to mix that Japanese dressing through that. So to the tuna, I add a little bit of the compressed cucumber. It's been compressed in the vacuum packed bags. That sort of alters the cell structure of the tuna, changes the flavour, changes the structure, and changes the colour. It's quite vibrant green. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit of the pico, the New Zealand fern frond. You want to give it a run? What's that? You want to give it a run? Yeah, sure. You can have it around. Yeah, absolutely.
Can we get a helper here? Maybe Pablo, for example?
Pablo, come on, man.
Very good. Put the hand together for Pablo, please.
Pablo.
Passing around a couple of things.
Alright, so I've got the tuna, the cucumber, the freshly cut pico. Going to add the Coringo to it. You don't need salt when you do, chef. Asking the wrong one. He's a pastry chef, of course doesn't have salt.
I've got salt in my handbag.
Have you?
Do you want some?
Nadia, you're a star.
Oh my God, you got salt in your hand. I need to see this. You actually got some in your handbag.
Oh my god. What a woman, eh? Thank you very much, mate. Beautiful.
Hey, we can try.
So,
And yeah, that's what I got in my bag now.
now all we have to do is open it. Chef, open it.
Thanks, Chef.
Thanks, Chef. Right, so we've got the tuna, the cucumber, the pico, thank you, Chef. The Kringo, I'm just going to add a little bit of salt to it. And I'm going to add this wondrous Japanese dressing to it. How are we going for time, Nadia?
Very well. I think we're only about 10 minutes in, so...
Okay, cool. So it's...
Could you do any variations of this dish? Like if you can get hold of tuna,
Yeah,
any other fish? Or...
I think that'd be quite nice with kingfish. Or, you know, just anything that really is good sort of tataki style. Chef, what's that? That's not good. I'll work on later on. A little bit of sinew there, but that's alright.
Somebody getting burnt today.
Someone's going to get a word. I'll let him off. He ran all the way from Kermadec to deliver the tuna. Yep, you can show the people pico.
Anton,
So we're going to show the pico here now. And Chef Pablo is coming back again. What the hell together for Chef Pablo?
If you guys don't understand what he's saying, just feel free for me to translate. It's my job. That's what works a lot either. Scott, this guy was on Breakfast TV today. Did you guys see him? 7:30 in the morning? You did? Yeah.
Thank you for the crowd.
Amazing for a chef to be up at 7:30 in the morning. Especially when we go to bed at 1 or 2 after last night's bingo. So, cool. So we've got the tuna there. What we're going to do now is we're going to mould it. I'm going to place them on the slates. This is exactly how we would serve it at the restaurant at Kermadec Fine.
How do you come up with these dishes? Do you come up with all of them, or do you sit together as a team? Where do you get the inspiration for
Yeah, I mean, I guess not so much for the I mean, yeah, obviously Juan's in charge of the pastry creations. I'm in charge of the rest of the fun fair. But I guess, you know, you're reading multiple cookbooks, different restaurants that you've worked at. You know, you have these ideas that suddenly just come to you. Just because of the exposure that you've had, and you have so many different ideas that you see in different cookbooks, other chefs. Usually when I actually go for a walk in Cornwall Park with my son, I get these amazing ideas and I just got to race home with the pushchair just to write them down. So usually when the best ideas come is when you're actually thinking about them. You put the out there, the subconscious, and those ideas come back. So anyway, that's a whole different story. So I'm going to add a little bit of nashi balls. So this particular dish gets 3 nashi balls each. I'm just going to give it a little bit more of the Japanese dressing.
And did you always want to be a chef? Like when you were a kid, is that what you had planned?
Funny thing was, I was always helping Mum when I was a kid, and then I went to high school, and I didn't really know what to do. And I knew I liked cooking, so I did home ec, and then I got first and fifth form home economics and Merrill School Grammar. And I had to go up on stage in front of 2,000 children getting first on home economics, which wasn't very masculine back then. And yeah, pretty much the entire crowd laughed at me, and I was like, I'll show them one day. I'll show them one day. But yeah, it was. It's always been a bit of a
chef's the cool thing to do now.
It is now, thank God. But, okay, cool. So I'm just going to leave it in the mould for just a few seconds, just so it can sort of set a little bit. What we're going to do on top of this is just put a disc of seaweed jelly. So this really is just an infusion of about 7 different types of seaweed. Turn that into a stock, and then we set it with agar, which is actually a seaweed as well, funnily enough. And then we pour it over a tray, so it's just a couple of millimeters thick, and then we're going to use a cutter just to cut it to size, and that's going to help hold the garnishes that sit on top of this particular tuna. So what I'll do is I'll just pull off that mould. Voila.
Whoa.
Steady as she goes.
Do you feel a bit nervous when you do the whole reveal thing?
Not normally, but when you've got about 100 people looking at you,
Yes.
a little bit. But anyway, it worked out. So
I know a couple of chefs get really nervous when he's passing by and they are taking the thing out. They get really nervous.
No, come on, man.
He never gets it.
So I'm gonna we've got the disc here, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to pop that on top.
It's so colourful. It's beautiful.
Well, this one, that's the reason why I wanted the seaweed stock to be clear. I wanted it to be a platform for the rest of the garnish, but it also had to be there for a reason, of course, hence the seaweed flavours. But I decided to make it see-through because the actual dish is beautiful. And I just stuff that one up. Excellent. So I wanted to showcase the vibrant colours of the tuna dish.
Juan, do you have any of your Argentinian influence in the dishes at Kermadec?
I don't know. I don't know what to answer to that
Well,
question.
what's Argentinian food like?
That's what I wonder still. So that's why I cannot tell you. But I don't know. I think I pick things from everywhere, and so that's why I cannot tell you from Argentina, because otherwise it would be a barbecue. So I don't know many Argentinian pastries. So I just picking things, from different places. So mainly from Italy, Spain, my biggest influences, and then from wherever, from Japan. So we have many chefs on the kitchen as well, and they are from different places in the world. So it's fun to see different pastries from different sides as well.
Very multicultural kitchens these days, which is actually a good thing. A lot of different ideas get shared, different cultures get to share their ideas, and makes for colourful food. So basically got the jelly on top. What we're going to do is we've got some Coringo dust. So it's exactly the same as the seaweed that originally went into the tuna. It's just in the powder form. So I'm going to sprinkle that on top. You want to do it really small? Not quite. A little bit of just some fried onion here. This just gives a bit of a crunchy texture, a bit of a sweet. The whole dish is quite vibrant and alive. I just wanted to add a little bit sort of a crispy, salty flavour to it, a different texture. Now, the final ingredient, besides the micro herbs, is a product that I just recently got in from Osaka in Japan about 2 weeks ago, and my heart was racing because I really wanted to get this before taste. And it's called katsoubushi. And you can actually buy this pre-shaved in bags at Asian supermarkets, but no one in New Zealand has actually got it in this block form, to my knowledge. So katsoubushi, this is pretty much it here. It is the hardest food in the world. It's a skipjack tuna. At the moment it's about 1/8 of its original size. So basically they poach it, they behead it, they take the bones out, and then they smoke it. They smoke it 5 to 6 hours over multiple weeks. And after that they add a mould to it and they ferment it. And then they sun dry it in a special conditioned room for up to anywhere between 6 months and 2 years. So this particular ingredient you see right in front of you can take up to 2 years to actually make. So quite an amazing ingredient, and that's Japanese for you. They're so fanatical about their food, so fastidious in what they do, that they go to extremes with everything. But it's good because the end result is amazing. Amazing.
That's the one.
So I'm going to give you a demonstration. Juan, would you like to just hand this out to the front room? They can pass it around just so they can feel it, touch it, not taste it just yet, but we'll get there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate the actual shaving of the product, because obviously with the hardest food in the world, you need to have a particular instrument to actually shave it. So this, folks, is the katsoubushi kizuraki.
Missing a couple of.
We'll go searching for a later chef, we'll find them. This is a katsoubushi kizuraki. So basically it's a wooden Japanese shaver. It's a razor sharp blade here. What I do is I just take the katsoubushi and then I figure out which the head is, which can be pretty confusing because it's like, where is the head? But it's actually this small point here. So what you do is you just hold down the chef, would I hold it? Yeah, chef. This guy's really strong, so you can utilise the strength. So what I do is I just, from head to tail, I just run it across the entire length of the Japanese shaver.
Yeah, it looks like
Look at this, teamwork, eh? Teamwork.
So it's a good workout.
It is. That's how we stay so slim.
Oh, you see the arms of the fella.
So trim.
Stop it, Juan. Stop it. And can you guys see that?
Ta-da!
Beautiful.
Bravo, Tony.
Freshly shaved katsoubushi. I'm just going to pop that on top. This flavour is exquisitely smoky umami, which is umami is a new flavour concept that was only recently discovered, because obviously you have different senses in your tongue. You have salt, savoury, sweet, bitter. Umami, I'm not even sure if I pronounced that right, is a totally different flavour altogether.
I think they,
Yep,
do they
absolutely.
call it, it translates as savoury deliciousness, doesn't it? In
I like that.
Japanese
We'll roll with
English,
that one.
savoury
Oh, yes.
deliciousness.
So, cool.
We
One,
might need a volunteer to pass this around.
I might as well do it.
Pablo.
thank you, Pablo.
Very good, Pablo.
Cool. Alright, so,
Vamos, Pablo.
what I'm going to do, I'm just going to finish off the tuna tartare. This is exactly how you'd get it in the restaurant at Kermadec Fine. Or, if you actually wander about 100 metres to your left, you will find the Kermadec Fine Pavilion, and you can actually try this for yourself.
Do you feel that our topic is on their left because it's on our right?
Yeah, true. Actually,
I would say right, straight away. Yeah, on your right.
so yeah, come down and see us if you want to try this. That's exactly how it's served in the restaurant at Kermadec Fine. We're just going to demonstrate a slightly different version of it. So we're going to smoke it and serve that to you guys smoked at the table. Imagine you've got the table. So this could go pear-shaped, but hopefully not. So what we're going to do is we're going to smoke this up. We're using manuka wood chips and actually some chopped wakame. So we want a bit of a smoky manuka flavour happening to the tuna, just to totally boost up that tuna flavour. So I'm just hold my hose, mate. Yes, chef. Whoa. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Where can you buy one of those?
And the people wonder why we are not making 250
Volunteers or
we don't have a
I
function.
think it's called anarchist.com.au. Anyway, no, you just get them through certain suppliers. So anyway, that's it, guys. That's the tuna tartare, compressed nashi, pico pico, cucumber, blah blah blah. People want to try it. Who would like one? Do we have a
Do you want
spoon?
a
Who likes
question?
to take one?
Huh?
Do you want to ask
Quick here.
someone a question and whoever answers it right?
Okay. Right. Where did I used to work? In Sydney.
Tony.
No, you're a chef.
Anybody?
Anybody remember where I worked in Sydney? Down the back there? Well done, mate. That's sweet. Congratulations. Yep.
That is one
So-
awesome prize.
Basically, when we serve it, we just voila. And it's smoky wakame flavour going on with the chips.
Wow.
Which you'll enjoy, of course. Alright, there you go, guys.
Lucky.
Thank you so much.
See the nation through the people's eyes. See tears that flow like rivers from the skies. And where it seems there are only borderlines, where others turn inside, you shall rise. You shall rise. There's disaster in your past, boundaries in your path. What do you desire when lifts you higher? You don't have to be extraordinary, just forgiving those who never heard your cries. You shall rise.